There we are, everyone. We've got this thing going. I'll tell you. Uh, welcome to the show. TC will be joining us. I'm just waiting for him to uh, come into the room, and we will go ahead and add him to the chat. Why? Hold on here. I don't like our thing here. This is not the way this is supposed to look. Well, actually, when he comes in, it does change. I'm sorry. Oh, and I gotta add our chat overlay. There we go. Now we look good. I see you all now. How are things going out in your neck of the woods? Um, I have had a very interesting day. Won't lie, it was pretty good. I So for those of you who do follow, um, you may have seen some of the stuff I put out about Disney. And so far, what I said would happen has thus far proven to be what happened. On Friday, I did a stream. I said that Disney, uh, while Disney, I'm overall down on Disney, and I think that Disney, you should divest from Disney. Uh, I did know that they were going to have a hit with Deadpool and Wolverine, and you'd see the stock jump, and that's exactly what has happened this week. So I had bought stock on Monday morning, waiting for it. Sure enough, it went up. It's kind of plateaued from the last I looked. So I made my money. I sold. I got out of it. So from here on out, um, it's kind of a matter of sorry, I got someone uh, texting me some stuff about Jeremy Hales at the moment. But yeah, I made my money off it, and now I'm shorting Disney. I got to figure out where the price point is going to be, uh, so that I can actually make some pretty darn good money off shorting it. Hope you had a good day. It's been a long, hot one here. It is hot here. It is very hot here. Um, there has been some news out here. So, as you all know, I don't live too far from McKegsey, 29 Palms, and they have had their third, already this year, third death aboard the base. We had a very young child under the age of 12 die back in January. We had last month, I believe it was last month, we had a retired general die aboard the base. And then they had a rollover incident, or at least it was initially reported as a rollover incident where a Marine in the training area lost their life. From people I'm talking to, you know, they have indicated to me that sorry, I'm just texting real quick there. So yeah, from what I'm being told is while they reported it as a rollover, it wasn't a rollover. In fact, I've heard some other indications. In fact, things tied to driving this Humvee driving way too fast out in the training areas. So uh, that being the unit that it is, I've seen those type of things before. So it was pretty interesting. I actually had a conversation with my congressperson's office today, and we were talking about the fight, and how I've got court coming up. So uh, for those of you who don't know, I was attacked by one of the directors of the base. He came up behind me uh, with intent to harm, put his hands on me, and I defended myself. So, they didn't charge me because it was clearly self-defense. And then I have court with him. That is almost 2 weeks from now, so I'll be waiting for that. I'm going to an event this weekend. I might be taking you all along. I don't know yet. Um, this one, it's a good event. Oh, and I see, ladies and gentlemen, we are welcoming to the show the one and only TC Pearson. TC, how you doing?
I'm warm. Yeah.
Is it okay, me doing it like that way? I just think it's a little bit closer for the audience, us being like that.
I don't think we should be closer to one another today. I'm warm.
It's very warm here. If I'm this warm, I can only imagine how you are up in the Great White North.
Somehow there's a backsided insult there. I think I don't.
No, I actually love. I loved Minnesota. I used to go up there every year and do some good fishing.
Yeah, 90 and humid, so you might get hundreds, but it's dry.
My monitor turned off. Hold on. I think hopefully that's what's caused my thing to come out. Okay. Looks like I can hear you now. What was it you were saying?
It was 90 and humid, so
that humidity will get you.
We're in a building with no air conditioning, so.
Yeah, that humidity, it sneaks up on you. When I lived in the Middle East, I was right there on the Persian Gulf, and I was used to the dry heat of the Middle East. But the humidity that I experienced, I was like, never again. And I actually like going back up there.
Well, that's because you were officers' quarters.
Crazy.
You had conditioning and.
Well, apparently, okay. I don't know if you know because TC, you were 82nd Airborne, correct?
That is correct.
And I, as everyone knows, I was a Marine. Apparently, I was also an Army officer.
No, we know better than that because the Army would not take a Marine officer.
They absolutely would not take me.
Break in service somewhere.
No, what actually was happening today is I had.
What's going on with your? Are you using a wireless mic?
I am.
I think it's your wireless mic.
One quick second. Let me switch. Let me make sure I've got. Because I got a couple mics here. I just got to find it.
Mike has a couple mics.
I do. Yeah.
Let's try this one. How's that?
That's much better. You sound less like you're in a digitized soup can.
Anything to make it a better experience for the viewers.
And now we don't hear you at all.
You don't hear me?
Now you sound like you're 14 miles away from it.
Hold on here. I could have selected the wrong one.
As long as you get uncomfortably close to the camera, you're good. Nope.
There we go.
Now we can hear you.
Is that okay?
So far, yeah. We are a professional show.
We are, but we don't have a producer anymore, so we got to do this stuff all on our own. And some days
it'd be an interesting experiment if we tried to do this stuff ahead of time. That would be.
It'll all screw up as soon as the show starts. What is it they say? Your plan only survives the first 15 minutes of execution. But yeah,
let's not talk about execution. That could get us
I had this stolen valor group and an investigative journalist tweeting at me today, and they told me I was an Army officer, and I'm like, oh, that's news to me. I don't remember. I don't remember any of that. Maybe I should have joined the Army.
An investigative journalist.
That's what he claims to be, is an investigative journalist. And yeah, he's already started making false claims publicly about me. And my degree is in journalism, and you don't do that. You do not do that if you are an investigative journalist, because even if you have to walk it back, the damage is kind of done.
Why is he investigating you?
Because he did not like comments that I was leaving online about our childless cat lady vice president.
Childless cat lady vice president.
Yeah, that's what JD Vance called her and her supporters. So I was having some fun with it, and yeah, a couple people were having issues with me.
Well, she has children.
Yeah, she does, but that's it's just the stereotype. When you say childless cat lady, it's JD Vance painting that picture of the type of person who would support her, the type of person she is, type of thing.
Oh, I see. He's saying that the people who would vote for her would be childless cat ladies.
Yes.
Oh. So you didn't really call her a childless cat lady?
No, I was actually laughing about their whole that Zoom call they did. They did the women for Harris, and then they did the men for Harris.
Is there such a thing as a man for Harris?
That was kind of the point I was making. I was like, Are you getting the soundboard?
No, I just heard your cough. I didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been playing with the soundboard. I thought you could hear it.
No, I can't. I can't hear. I'm sure the audience can hear it, which is, as long as they're entertained. It might be even more entertaining for them that I can't hear it, and you're just reacting with sounds and then giggling at yourself while I sit here dumbfounded as to what the hell you're doing.
Like, what the hell?
Which would be an awful lot like, listening to most officers. So
I like the comments. I like this guy Zero BS point of view. They like you, TC.
Which are you sure he's referring to my Zero BS or your Zero BS? No, you like BS.
I love the BS. I love the drama.
Well, I'm just trying to understand how
I joined the Army.
No, we don't claim you. What I'm trying to understand is, when you made this comment to when this person decided to investigate you, and as an investigative journalist, they discovered you were an officer in the Army. I'm wondering what their investigative credentials might be if they've arrived at that in how long a day? 2 days? A day?
Less than a day.
Less than a day. So I never tell anybody I'm an investigative journalist.
Right.
I never tell. I tell people I'm a independent media outlet. I tell people that I'm an independent media outlet that does commentary and opinion.
Even when I've done investigative journalism, I haven't said, "Oh, I'm an investigative journalist." Like, you never tip your hat to the investigation.
Well, I think there's a place for it, but I'm just I'm just dumbfounded how this person found this out about you in a record amount of time. And like, I mean, they deserve an award because their credentials clearly are underrated when they found out information that no one else has.
Exactly. Not even me.
That's
I didn't even know
amazing.
this.
Well, I mean, you're probably in on it. You're part of the swamp, so you're hiding it.
No, I prefer to be. We don't like being called the swamp. We like being called the Olympic Preparation Committee.
The Olympic Preparation Committee.
Yeah, we were the ones responsible for the opening ceremonies.
Glad somebody was responsible for that.
There were people responsible. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. Everyone was freaking out and getting mad. I was laughing. I was like, "This is." I don't care how offensive you think it is. It was bad, and I was watching it, and I'm like, "Oh, this is like." They managed to be worse than the Super Bowl halftime show, which is saying something.
Well, which Super Bowl halftime show? I mean, are they worse than the people the superstars that have been singing national anthems? Because that would be.
Oh yeah, a couple of those recent ones. Whew.
Made me need to drink and go into treatment is what it did. But
I did laugh at that. She needed to go. She needed to go into treatment because she couldn't sing because she was drunk. In the meantime, Johnny Cash did half of his career drunk on stage.
And high.
Yeah, him, Waylon, Willie's still high on stage.
Well, yeah, but Johnny was high on different stuff. So
true.
But, no, I don't know. I'm of mixed opinions about everybody's response to the opening ceremony. I've been soundly chastised because I'm not offended enough on behalf of Christianity. Like people I actually like profoundly respect, like really deep thinkers in the small L libertarian movement, and deep libertarian philosophers, or a couple of them are just very not like at me, but because they don't know me, I'm not even a blip on their radar. But I'm kind of over right-wing snowflakeism,
right?
And I'm definitely over Christian snowflakeism.
Oh my God, yeah.
And this is coming from a person who is Christian, but I'm just over how like they don't have a right to offend us. I'm like, yeah, they do. They're flaunting in our faces. So
it lets us know who they really are.
Well, we know that. We didn't need that to know who these people are. What bothers me is just this whole like we're going to boycott the Olympics. Yeah, I'm sure Paris cares. Like Paris literally has other problems. Like not burning to the ground every day. That being able to use the Seine River, and like they've got other problems. They don't care if a bunch of uptight weird cross of fundamentalist evangelical Roman Catholics are upset about your weird opening ceremony based off of a really poor artist. I mean, and Da Vinci was a phenomenal artist, don't get me wrong. A little weird. But like really it's sacrilegious to make fun of a painting. That sounds an awful lot like idolatry to me.
for me, and then they're trying to say, oh, it's the Feast of Dionysus. It's like, okay, yeah, no one's buying that one. But for me, I was like, it's just bad. It wasn't good or entertaining. Like the British, when they had Rowan Atkinson, that was hilarious. And I thought that was great. But yeah, the French. But then again, I didn't have a high bar. I pretty much have stopped watching the Olympics probably about 20 years ago. I'll watch highlights and stuff. But yeah, I really don't care. So,
well, my response to somebody was, we're boycotting the Olympics. And I'm like, well, that's good because you didn't have a chance on making it in any of the teams anyway at your age. And I've seen what you look like. They don't have an opening on anything for you. So I get here, like I said, it just comes down to, like, I'm okay. Here we go. The same. How many subscribers do we have on the channel?
Let's see. We've got about 30 people watching at the moment.
Well, no, not viewers. How many subscribers does the channel?
Oh, subscribers, 3,800.
3,800.
Yep.
It's going to be about 12 by the time I finish. So I just want to not 1,200, 12, just 12.
12.
The same people that are very upset about offending God, the Olympic opening ceremony is offending God, and how it's blasphemous because they're mocking the painting of the Last Supper, which in their eyes is actually mocking the Last Supper, which, okay, let's grant you that. Those same people are very upset about that. But I got chastised for talking about how offended I was when they compared Donald Trump to Jesus when he was convicted in his trial. And they literally said, it's just like what happened to Jesus. I'm like, no, it's not at all like what happened to Jesus. Like, and it's actually blasphemous for you to say that. And they're the same people who are like out there sharing idolatrous pictures of like imposing Donald Trump's face on the body of Christ. And but that's okay. But these people who are what we know they are doing what we knew they would do, and that somehow is more offensive than your idolatry and deification of Donald Trump. That's what bothers me, is the cognitive dissonance that's involved with these folks, and the politicization of their religion to the point where it's become a weapon, and how much they allow themselves to be played. That's what bothers me. There's nobody that thinks deeply anymore.
I've had a couple people be shocked because I do talk politics on, the show on social media, but I don't really talk religion that much. And that's because you'll never convince people religious wise about anything that you're talking about. So I always try to take things from a philosophical point of view, especially from natural law. For me, that is something that more people can discuss without being offended.
When you say that people are shocked that you don't talk about religion on the show, you mean they're like they're shocked because you, what I mean by claim, because you make a claim to be religious in your personal life, and I'm not doubting that, so they expect it to just like pour out of you all the time?
I think they're just shocked that I don't make an issue of it, that I don't discuss, religious matters. Like, for instance, I don't approach abortion from a religious aspect when I discuss it.
And that shocks them.
Well, maybe shock's not the word, but yeah,
there's some form of almost disappointment or something.
Yeah, disappointment, or even, I thought you would have talked more about this from this aspect.
Interesting. I guess. Well, what we need on the show is more religion and less veterans. That's what.
We need more chaplains. Send us your chaplains.
Yes, we will deconvert them from whatever it is they're.
Here's one thing I'll say: I have always enjoyed all of my talks with every chaplain I've ever served with, and if any chaplains want to come on the show, I know I will definitely enjoy our discussion. Yeah, Eric is our resident chaplain. He's our Christian fanatic.
Well, I did a live on Facebook on Saturday. I was cooking, so I did a dinner time dialectic, but it was in the morning. But and I kind of took after the Christian community. And Eric, you call yourself a fanatic. I probably would give you a run for your money when it comes to how I challenge people on that. I'm actually pretty. It doesn't always show, but I'm pretty doctrinally versed and very well educated for a layperson in Christianity. And I don't always let it out because of it permeates in other ways through studying philosophy and I guess for lack of better terminology, in the positions that I take, which are counterintuitive to what most people would consider conservatism or patriotism, and I just let it ride. And what floors me is how Christians have linked patriotism to stuff that is absolutely 100% opposed to Christianity. And we see that play out in the mindset of the military. Go ahead. I can see you got a thought going. So,
no, I've had people, a lot of people ask me to go to their church with them, and I will absolutely go if I can work it in. We'll go to church with people, but I always ask a couple things. First thing I'll ask is your church a snake handling church? And most times, as you can expect, they say no. And then I follow that up with, can it be?
Because if there ain't no snakes, I'm not coming.
Yeah. I'm with those snake handling Pentecostals. I want to be holding the...
No. No. Yeah, well, I don't. So like here's this whole. Here's two perfect examples. One, which is an easy knock out of the park for me, is Christians have linked Back the Blue to patriotism and to Christianity, and they misquote and misapply scripture constantly to support their positions. And when I say like misquote and misapply scripture, I mean they pull dozens and dozens and dozens of passages and verses out of context and completely misapply them. And like so like some of their favorites are no greater gift has a man than to lay down his life for his friends. I'm like, that, oh, you think that's for law enforcement? Yeah, it's because they lay down their lives for their friends. And I'm like, that's not what that's about.
Live long and prosper.
I think we might be quoting different books.
I read a lot of fantasy as a child.
but they even apply that verse to military. And that's where the crossover comes in. Is then they go ahead.
Oh no. Go ahead.
Well, they link their Christianity and their patriotism to blind support of every single military action that's taking place in the world at the behest of the United States. Constantly. Just all the time. Oh, we're sending our troops over to such and such. Oh, well, we got to get behind that because, it's patriotic to support that. Well, why is that patriotic? Well, we got to support the troops. I'm like, isn't the best way to support the troops is to practice just war doctrine?
Right?
I mean, that's Christian. And if you're a Christian and you support the military and you want to be a patriot, but you don't know just war doctrine, then I question your credentials when it comes to understanding the Christian perspective on war. And it's like, you can't get that right. What else are you getting wrong? And that's, for me, one of the reasons why we have to push into these uncomfortable zones for a lot of people, whether it be on my show or when you're doing your solo stuff here or when we're doing our shows together. I really, which is probably why we're only every other week, because people can only handle so much pushing. But
no, it's primarily because I can only do so much producing.
When are you going to start that, by the way?
I'm learning. Look at today. We've already improved.
We have, because we're not going through Zoom. So, and I can see the chat tonight. No, but yeah, I do. I literally have a goal of pushing people out of their comfort zones, especially Christians. Was it First Baptist Church down there is it in Houston or Dallas? It's that massive mega church. It's Jeffers, Pastor Jeffers or whatever. Does that sound right? Does that make sense? It's a massive. Everybody knows him. It
could be. I don't follow much of the big mega churches.
The mega, yeah. But I mean, this is supposedly a solid doctrinally sound Baptist church, right? And it's got this Pastor Jeffers or Jeffries or whatever, and he's kind of like pastor to all of the Republicans, especially those in office or like the president or whatever. And every single Sunday, when you open up their doors and you look inside, it's American flags everywhere, just everywhere. But what business does that what business? Not. Go ahead. You're gonna say something.
Oh no, you're just reminding me of the Righteous Gemstones. If you watch that show,
don't.
It's about a family who runs a mega church, and they're all just dumb or just completely out of control.
Is it like a comedy mockumentary or?
Oh, it's a comedy. It's John Goodman. What's his name? The guy that played Kenny Powers.
So it's a movie.
No, it's a HBO series.
Oh yeah, I don't. Yeah,
it's funny. It's definitely mocking those mega churches and the families that run those.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just you open it up and it's just American flag after American flag after American flag, and I can guarantee you that anybody who's even maybe not even watching right now, but somebody comes back and they're watching this on replay, they're like, how is that offensive? How can he say that? My flag is linked to righteousness. And then they'll do something like, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and seek my face and pray, I will cleanse them of their... And okay, that's got nothing to do with America.
Mhm.
It's got nothing at all to do with America. What do you mean it doesn't have to do with America? I'm a Christian and I'm an American. But that passage doesn't have anything to do with the modern church. It's all directed at Israel. Because if you keep reading, it goes on and says, but if you don't do these things, I'll destroy you and leave you in rubble on the side of the road. So, and but nobody ever wants to talk about that at all. And those are the things that Jay Bowen, I liked it better when you said just send you donations. Yes, you just send me donations.
Well, we do have Eric, who he is trying to get a power scooter, and he does have a GoFundMe. So, Eric, if you could put the link so people can find that. It might be in the description. I did have it in there previously. I don't think I took it out.
Here's another one. I'm praying for our troops every day, especially the ones that are deployed. Oh, okay. Are you? Yep. What are you praying? I pray that they're safe and that I've actually had this conversation with numerous people, and that they can kill as many of the bad guys as possible. What if they're fighting Christians? Well, they're the bad guys, and I'm like, so there's no Christians on the bad guy side? You know, this is how shallow. Eric put his gifts and go up. Awesome. I hope that I hope we can get him some more support. But that's how shallow Christianity in America has become, is that if you're on the other side of the conflict, you're a bad person, period. And there's no reason you would, like if you are a Christian, then you would automatically drop your weapons and join the Americans in fighting your own people.
And it makes it hard so that we can't point out the actual bad people.
Right. Exactly. I point people to World War II. No, actually, it was World War I. His first time it happened on Christmas Eve, when
Great War.
When the Prussians, they weren't the Germans at the time, when the Prussians and the Allied forces on Christmas Eve, and I don't remember what year that was during the Great War, but they called a truce and they got out and they met each other in the middle of no man's land, this bombed out artillery shell hell, and they played soccer and shared like hot chocolate and peppermint, and I'm sure there was probably some Jägermeister. And then they sang Christmas hymns together. And then literally 2 days later, the day after Christmas, they went back to killing each other. Now, stupid. It was a stupid, stupid war. And for a moment, there was this peace that was brought about by the celebration of the birth of the Savior. And people from both sides were able to recognize that in one another and put their weapons down and enjoy one another's company. And then the next day, they went back to killing each other, and people on the Allied side were all out there, cheering on that we killed all these dirty Prussians. And then you talk to them, and they're like, "Well, we pray for the troops so that none of them die." Which obviously I don't want any troops to die, which is why I'm part of Bring Our Troops Home and Defend the Guard. And and you talk to them, and they're like, "Yeah, we got to kill them before they come over here and kill us." I'm like, "So you want our people to kill these people before they can meet Jesus?" Now, I'm a Calvinist, and I'm very reformed, and I don't believe anybody's going to shuffle off the face of the earth, off the mortal coil, to quote Shakespeare, before if they're destined for salvation, they're not going to die before that happens. But 98% of the people that I run into have no idea what Reformed theology is, and they're out there applauding the slaughter of non-Christian people because I guess they lack value. I don't know. I don't understand. They're not Christians. They can afford to die. Well, shouldn't you be praying for their conversion? And I don't mean at the point of a gun, because that's some Charlemagne level conversion right there. Where I don't know. These are the questions that I have for people. These are the conversations that I have with people. And I'm just floored by the lack of depth in the thought process that people have on these issues. I don't know. It goes back to, you and I don't want to bring it up tonight to talk about it, but you and I have had some, I think, reasonable conversations, even though you've been wrong, about
I'll gladly be wrong any day of the week.
About the importance of geopolitical Israel. And I'm just floored by the number of people who just, it's like there's just a disconnect for them. And I look at them and I'm just like, where do you people come up with this stuff? Years ago, I had a friend that walked in and goes, "You got to read this book." And it's a book called As America Has Done to Israel. And it was all about how America deserves to be destroyed because we haven't been a good enough ally of Israel. And I'm like, we couldn't be a better ally of Israel.
That's,
like, what
right?
What more do you want? I'm like,
most times we're their only ally. Like, every other country is in the UN Security Council saying, "Yeah, put sanctions on them," and we're like, veto. we're the one with veto.
Guido says veto. I don't. It's just I like I said, I'm just I can't wrap, and I don't know. Maybe I'm being harder on people than I should be because of where the journey that I've been on. And
there are some days I wish the Ottoman Empire would come back.
I really think the Middle East wished the Ottoman Empire would come back, to be honest with you.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. To me, it's just really. I had, because we had the Liberty guys on, the USS Liberty guys on, where we did our joint conversation with them. We put that stuff up on my platform, and it's a great conversation if anybody's interested. But I bring up
it's on our channel too. You did share it with me, and I shared it out.
Did you? Okay. But you, I share with people about the USS Liberty, just that, and there are other instances, but I share with just the USS Liberty story. And I literally said that, like, this is a place where you have to ask yourself, and I think every nation is going to do what it feels is best for itself. That's just stupid to not view a nation that way. But when I asked, I said, "Do you think these are the actions of an ally?" And I've had people tell me, "Well, the U.S. provoked it."
They shouldn't have been there. What, in international waters?
So the Matt, I think Matt's missing the sarcasm.
Yeah, Matt, we're just being facetious.
Yeah, I mean, although they did rate that was the longest time of peace in Palestine. Like literally, the Jews and the Bedouins and the Muslims and the Christians were like all friends. They were getting along. Like they got along.
I mean,
it was only
it sucked
when
if you were
Western
Armenian, but
Well, that was less the Ottomans and more the Turks, the actual Turks themselves. And that came much later.
You're right. You're right. I was thinking that was before. You're right.
So I know it's a very it's just a very strange place to find yourself when you're having conversations with people and they're just so completely sold out to this particular position, and yet they link, well, I'm a Christian first, and then they link themselves to just really strange positions that have absolutely nothing to do with Christianity, but because that's a position they hold or they've been told that it's patriotic or it's, American first or whatever, therefore it's the right position, and therefore it must be Christian because they're Christian. And I'd take all of that and take that back to the opening of the Olympic Games, the ceremonies there, and how quickly snowflakey they all become when they see something that's offensive. And then you take them to, to John's. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just I come back to, I just thought it should have been mocked just for being bad. But yeah, people took it in directions I was like, oh, okay.
Well, here's and somebody's like, oh, so you approved of it? And I'm like, there was lots of stuff there to not approve of, like the naked scrotum on live TV.
Yeah.
The fondling of children by the guy with the naked scrotum.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree.
Balls are showing.
I think we can. Hey, I put my pants on before I came in here.
Not you, him.
I think we can all agree that was very terrible. But that was not the first complaint that was being broadcast all over social media. That it shifted to that.
Yeah.
Much later for people. And
I was weirded out by the bearded lady. I was like, okay.
I thought that was you.
I was like,
I'm like, we walk Skipper go to Paris? Are we doing a show this week? I don't know. Because you paint Skipper blue.
I'm gray. I'm not blonde.
No, but if we paint you blue, tell me you can't see it. If we had Juan back as a producer, he would find a way to make you look blue right now.
He'd be playing like Enter the Gladiators, the circus music. I can't believe people still go to circuses. It's like, really? Is it 1890? We don't have better entertainment now, but we're gonna go to a circus.
Well, that and all the fun stuff in circuses is gone now. You can't have animals at circuses anymore. I mean, everybody goes to watch the guy almost get ate by the tiger.
Right? You're kind of hoping something goes wrong if you're there.
Oh, look, the person on the trapeze who's got safety lines tied to him because, OSHA controls that too. Oh no, nothing's going to happen. Like the guy who walks 45 feet over the ground without a net under him on a tight rope, right? No, can't have that anymore. You got to have the nets. Everything's got, and everybody's like, oh, what are we going to do? And then they show how safe it is. They automatically just intentionally throw themselves off of whatever the device might be to fall in the net. So the whole time you're sitting there wanting something bad to happen, you realize nothing bad was going to happen. So could we please just have a big cat tamer who gets into the pen with the big cats and just one cat just eats the guy's face off just once? That's what we want. Can't have that either. We can't have an angry elephant that stomps on somebody's head. We can't get that. No, that's like we gotta treat these animals better. I'm like, we just want a tragedy. That's what we want. Just give us one tragedy.
I'll tell you here, there's one circus I would probably go to, and that's if there was a circus in Russia, because there is no safety precautions at all. It's like someone dies, it's like, it was his time to go.
It's da. Good show. Good show.
I had tickets one time to a Cirque du Soleil show, and I didn't know what Cirque du Soleil was. I actually thought it was Spanish. I thought it was Mexican circus, and I was like, "Oh, this will be great. There'll be shots of tequila and churros," and it was just a couple
midgets,
French dudes on ropes swinging around.
So it was like the Olympic ceremonies,
pretty much, yeah.
Actually, I find the Cirque du Soleil fascinating. I think they do.
It was better because it was like you could at least have an appreciation for what they were doing on the Olympic Games. I was like, okay, this is like a bad Madonna concert.
As opposed.
No, I'm talking like
now Madonna concerts. Now, okay.
Yeah. If you go see her now, like where she's like looks like, remember that puppet Madame? The big cheeks. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's what she looks like to me. And that's kind of her concerts now. She's trying to do stuff, but she's
like 67 years old and still trying to do stuff she did when she first broke on the scene. And I'm sorry, nobody's believing like a virgin from you, Madonna.
I was very fortunate to see Aretha Franklin live sing the national anthem one time. And this was just a couple years before she died. And I'll say she could still entertain. She was, a big woman, but could still entertain. And Madonna, like if someone said, I've got free tickets to a Madonna concert, I'd probably be like,
there's a reason they're free.
I'd be like,
it's like
taking me
somebody
to dinner afterwards or something.
Somebody, yeah. What do I get for this? They're free tickets, yeah, but what do I get for the? What's the reward? Like you want to go to the Madonna concert and you have no one to go to, so the ticket for me is free. So what do I get? Like, are you hot? What do you look like underneath your clothes? That's what I don't. It's like somebody on Spotted in Rochester, Minnesota group on Facebook posted to the very attractive brunette with 3 kids at such and such. I just wanted you to know that I think you're incredibly attractive, and I wish I would have bothered to ask you if you were single and if I could have your phone number. And I regret not asking you when I let you and your kids go ahead of me in line. And of course, all of the Karen-esque type people had to come out and start, oh, creepy. Ew, gross. Now we know why you're looking for a single woman. And one of them posted, I just saw the comment at first, and now you know why we all chose the bear. You remember which one would you rather be alone in the woods with? And I looked at her profile and I went back and immediately commented. And I said, I think I speak for everyone here when we can tell you we all know why you chose the bear. And now the bear has moved to Owatonna, Minnesota, which is, and it was rude and mean, I'm sure, but it was hilarious and I couldn't help myself. And it's just that's how I feel when I look at some of these people like Madonna or I don't know. I just
women will say that and then also be like, guys don't approach girls anymore. It's like, yeah, because you told us not to and we listened.
Right. Yeah. You tell us it's creepy. And then you all hang out at the bar wondering why no one's asking you out while you sit there with your little Candom things over the tops of your drinks because you think every guy is going to slip you a roofie. I don't know. See, this is what you get, folks, when Skipper and I don't have a topic for the night. We just riff.
Wing it.
We just we just riff. I don't know.
I like when we get into a groove sometimes. We were pretty much in a groove for most of the show, I think, and I enjoyed it.
Well, this is why we're only doing it every 2 weeks, is because you do a lot of your own content day to day on the platforms of Facebook and the YouTube, as well as me. But I don't get to like come in and have somebody else do all the work and then just get to talk. So even when I'm doing my own show, I'm still doing all the work and all the talking, and so I don't have to do anything. I can just leave right now if I want to, and the show could go on or not, and I wouldn't care. So,
you actually have a lot of power in that. Like you could just be like just in the middle of a conversation, walk off.
just yeah.
I gotta go to the can.
I don't. Eric Miller, no, there is no such thing as a boneless wing. I will fight Ohio on that. You can't have a boneless wing, so all wings must have bones. And if it doesn't have bones, it's not a wing. If it doesn't have bones, it's just breaded chicken breast.
Hey, they say chickens don't have hands, but yet they sell fingers in the store.
I don't know. My chickens have hands. They can do things with those claws that most people can't. I don't know what Jay Bone's talking about, but he sure does like me, I guess. I don't know.
You're hit. You're hit with the crowd.
How many people have we lost now?
Actually, we're doing quite well. We've got just shy of 100 people watching.
Oh, geez, no pressure.
We're doing very well on X. Very well on X. Good. I haven't figured out Rumble. We have a channel. I haven't figured it out yet.
Oh, we have a channel on Rumble. Oh no, I think you told. I knew that. A Veterans Affair Media says he's still here. AVA is one of my moderators on my YouTube channel, and so this is he's great. I love him. Him and Jugglassus, and I got others when I do live streams that show up and they help me mod and whatnot. Except my moderators aren't there to actually like moderate the chat because I don't let people get like banned. I don't ban like negative people. They got to get really bad. Like if they're attacking other people in the chat, like if they attack me, that's fine. I don't care. If you start attacking other people in the chat, then we're gonna have a conversation. But my moderators are mostly
doing anything that could put the stream in jeopardy.
Yes, that stuff will get shut down. But they want to come after me. That's fine. But my moderators are great because they're the ones that like I bring up. Yeah, hey, so I had so and so on the show, and if you haven't gone over and checked out their channel yet, you should. And like especially AVA and Jugglassus, like I could barely get the person's name out of my mouth, and I'm like, how do you do this? Like, oh yeah, I don't. That's
I just want the whole audience to know I also support you going after TC in the chat. No, you can go after both of us. I don't care. I appreciate the engagement. Come in here and tell us how much we suck.
People are like, you interact with people when they come on and say stupid, mean things about you in the chat section of your videos when on playback, and I'm like, yeah, I do. I do.
I love it. I love it.
And I'll milk that for what it's worth. I'll engage with them. I'll even play stupid with them for a while, and I'll just keep them going. And then after we get about 10, 15, interchanges complete, I'll go, hey, thanks. You've kept this video in the algorithm for a while. So and then all of a sudden they'll disappear because they realize, crap, every time I respond to him.
So we do have a segment, and I forgot that we had this.
Thanks for warning me.
Well, you don't have to do anything. But
I'm good at that.
We've got voicemails.
Oh, did we have some this week?
We do have some voicemails.
You know what we should do with the voicemails is we should kind of use that to wrap up the show. So before you play those,
sure.
So before we play those, what do you got going on for the next week, 2 weeks?
Let's see. I am going to a convention this weekend. That kind of happened yesterday, so I'll be going to that this weekend.
Are you going to a convention that has to do with our nonprofit and our show, and I'm just not like normal, not benefiting from this, or what?
No, this is about space, and I'm gonna go and.
Is it your final front?
No, so I'm gonna go, and it's space and space technology, and I know a lot of people are expecting me to go and say that the moon landing never existed, and you'd be wrong. I am going there to try to make sure I can find people of like mind who believe that the moon doesn't exist at all. That's my conspiracy theory.
Birds are fake.
Yeah, if someone says, "Well, I don't believe we landed on the moon," I'll be like, "Ha, this guy believes in the moon."
Next thing you know, you're rabbit holing on flat Earth.
I used to believe that birds were fake. Here, I gotta play the conspiracy. I used to believe birds were fake. Now I think that they're all dinosaurs. The dinosaurs never died; they just became birds. Dinosaurs had feathers. That's what I believe now.
My chickens would back that up.
Yeah, you have mini dinosaurs at your place.
I do. I have many dinosaurs. Many dinosaurs.
I thought about getting some because I love having eggs.
You love having what?
Fresh eggs around the house.
Mine have been going crazy production-wise for the last week. I broke like 1.5 dozen, 2 dozen because of my little collection can that I take out to go get the eggs, and I set it on the steps. It was actually one of our show 2 shows ago, and like I sit here with the lights off because it's so damn hot when I have the lights on, and it's not winter in Minnesota, so I don't need the extra heat. And I forgot about the eggs sitting on the steps, and my knee hit the container and just lifted it up and knocked it over, and they dropped, and you could just hear the collective crunch. And you're really out of focus, Skip.
How's that? Better? Worse?
It's almost like it's almost like you're having a bandwidth issue.
We could be. I'm not dealing with OBS, so I don't have the analytics in front of me. It says I've got a strong stream though, like in terms of the bars, but I can't tell you exactly what it is.
You're starting to. Oh, there you're clearing up now a little bit. There. Yeah,
okay.
You were. Not that I need to see you.
It's the not
your voice. It's your voice. It's your voice that drives me. Yeah, so I broke like actually it was over 2 dozen eggs. Like I'm just like they're just leaking and I've been selling them to coworkers. Nice. And so I was like out of eggs because I had committed. I got one of the guys just hands me a $20 bill and he says, "Just bring me $20 worth of eggs over the course of the next couple of weeks." And what? No, J Bone, you can't go to bed yet. We're gonna do voicemails after. So Skipper, you're going to the convention about space here, and you'll be doing some of your shows, I'm sure, regular shows.
And I could also be at a defense convention as well the week after. So we might be doing the show in 2 weeks on the road. I don't know yet.
And yeah, I'm actually intricately involved with a campaign for U.S. Senate here in Minnesota. I'm part of the advisory team for the candidate who's running for U.S. Senator. Her name is Rebecca Whiting, and she is we've had her on the show, actually. She is a combat vet. She's a combat medic. She's done several tours in Iraq. She has been in, excuse the terminology, she's been in the shit. And She has a really powerful story to tell. She's also
Bring
the
her
chair.
back on the show.
Yeah, we should do. I'm also functioning as her publicist, and so we're not bringing her on any shows until after the Republican primary, because we want to see who
Makes
her
sense.
other opponent is going to be, and we want to ride the wave of the primary bounce. We don't want to be ahead of it. We want to be in on the bounce so that her her interviews are falling into the same time frame are and the Republican interviews are. So we're waiting to see. So I'm going up to be there for a debate she's doing on Tuesday at the state capitol, and I'll be streaming that and recording it and working intimately with that campaign. And I got all my own content that I've been putting out, and we're staying on top of some stories here in this area.
You've had some big stories.
Yeah, we cannot. For the life of me, I don't understand. We, some of you were here 2 weeks ago. We had a state trooper on May 18th criminally murdered a girl by driving like an ass, and he has a history of driving like an ass. And you would think, folks, this is why I was talking about the Back to Blue stuff earlier. You would think that the Minnesota State Patrol leadership at some point, that any of you who have been in the military, which I'm assuming quite a few of our watchers and fans have, you would think that there would be some sort of awareness, that there would be this connection, that this synapses would all be firing. We have a trooper who we've allowed to drive like an ass over and over and over again. And he finally, because of our negligence, not dealing with him the way we should, he finally kills somebody. So we're going to put out a memo that says all of the state troopers in the entire state of Minnesota, but especially in the southeast quadrant of the state, especially in the third largest metro area of the state, which is Rochester, Minnesota, you are going to mind your P's and Q's. You are not going to speed. You're not going to drive distracted. You are going to do everything by the book. Nope. We still got troopers driving down the freeway 10, 15 miles an hour over the speed limit, no code, no lights, no emergency indicators at all. And they just don't care. They don't care. And so I capture this stuff by accident. I don't go out like looking for these guys. They just present themselves to me. And that's what happened on Friday. I got 5 minutes worth of video of this trooper. He's not pulling anybody else over for speeding, but when he gets a chance to go around other people that are speeding, he just cuts into the middle lane and takes off and leaves me in the dust. And so I've been covering those kind of stories, and I'm working on some others that we're doing, and interviewing candidates. And I'm going to be bringing another podcast crew on called the Anti-Politics Podcast. Are going to come on, and we're going to talk about anarcho-capitalism here in the next week or two. So I think that'd be like a lot of you guys would like that conversation. So Skipper, without any further ado, and I'm afraid to even ask because I'm betting we're going to get some doo-doo. Here's our voicemails.
So yeah, pretty much. Let me set this up. Well, here, let me extend this. Well, so okay. We set up this line so that people who have questions or comments or anything about the show, they can call in and leave us a voicemail or shoot us a text, and that way you've got comms with us. And the number's actually right there down below, so you can call, you can do whatever, call, text, whatever. And we're going to go through some of these voicemails.
So yes, we do want you to call in. We do want you to call in and leave us voicemails, folks.
Yes. So without any, we haven't listened to any of these, so we're going to listen to them live.
We haven't.
Hey, Devil Dog.
We no, we are going in this blind. So here we go.
Hey, Devil Dog. Why do Marines wear camouflage? Because the Navy wants to hide its mistakes. Bag.
So that was a joke. Could you hear that? Okay.
Oh no, I heard it. That's your kind of joke. I mean, it's not, but I don't think it's funny. I think it might be true.
Let's go to the next one.
You stink.
I don't get it.
Well, Hawk Tua, obviously.
No, I got that. I just don't get the
Tua girl.
distinct part. I don't.
I think they were. I think they were talking about you there.
Could be.
Let's check the next one.
Hey, Mike, just remember, tomorrow's not promised. Call a Marine and tell them they're ugly and adopted. Have a great day.
That's good advice. Good advice.
I like how these so far seem to be directed at you, honestly.
Hey, Mike, just to let you know that you're the sun of my life. Now get 93 million miles away from me.
Cool. Jeez. This must be a friend of yours.
This is the first time I'm listening to these.
This could backfire on us.
Hey, Mike, I'm not saying I don't hate you.
That's it. He's not saying he doesn't hate me. He just hates me.
Somebody's a comedian. Oh.
Hey, Mike, I don't. But if you were drowning, I would give you a high five.
So obviously, this caller's got some jokes. He's bringing some jokes.
And he's called in numerous times. Why wouldn't you just tell them all at the same time?
Hey, I just wanted to call and let you know whatever doesn't kill you disappoints me.
Jeez.
Not a bad one. Not a bad one.
Baba Booey. How much do you charge if the wind blows free?
Obviously, some people having fun with our phone lines.
Hi, my name is Jeff, and you don't know me, but you know my mom, Candy. She never told you about me, but I'm your son. I will call again later and help you pick up Dad.
Okay, we're going to end that one right there. So that is our voicemail. I will say this to the audience in the future. Try to aim your voicemails at more questions and things we can possibly help you with.
I don't even want to know what that was about. I
might have to dodge some process servers now.
Oh, that.
So everyone, you can call. Right there's the number. It's going by right now. You can call into the show. Leave us some voicemails, preferably of good taste, and we will listen to them live on the air. Please bring better jokes.
Let's screen them next time, so we're not. I don't want to be part. I don't want to be a part of any process serving.
Yeah, we want to keep it within the bounds of good taste and legality.
That was terrible. That was terrible.
But that was the one segment that we had planned. So there you go. Our production is getting better. Incrementally.
Yeah. Very incrementally.
You got anything else that you're plugging?
No, just tune into my channel. I'm going to have a very funny short coming up.
Okay.
I don't do funny very often, but I have some funny stuff, but I do have a funny short that I'm going to put up when I get off here tonight. So,
okay. Excuse me, man. Sorry. Hopefully by our next show I will have gotten rid of this cough.
Remember what our one caller said: that which doesn't kill you disappoints him.
That could be the new motto of the show. you can watch, but you'll end up disappointed.
Oh,
Better than at least you're not dead.
I'm glad we did this tonight.
Me too. It was a good chat. I enjoyed it.
You say that to all the people that rant.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you to TC. We'll be back again in about 2 weeks, 2 Tuesdays from now, with another live show, possibly with me on the road. But thank you for joining in. Thank you for all the comments. Please give a call in to our hotline as it comes up down here, because we do want to hear from you. We want to hear your questions, comments, jokes, and anything appropriate or inappropriate.
Fraternity challenges.
And if you bought any Veteran Nation merch, take a picture of you wearing it, post it onto social media, tag us, and we will make sure that we get you our Veteran Nation coffee mug. So make sure you do that for us, because whenever you buy something there, you're supporting us. Money comes back to our foundation, and we give that money out to veterans. And we're slowly growing. We're selling some of this merch, so we're finally figuring out.
And if you did buy merch and you're a slightly obese man and your shirt doesn't fit well, we don't want to see that. However, if you did buy some of our merch and you're not an obese man and you're an attractive woman and the merchandise doesn't fit exactly the way it should, we do want to see.
We did have one of those. In fact, I have to retweet that out. We did have one of those. So thank you again to our friend of the show, Astrid Star, who she bought some and modeled some of our merchandise. Don't show your wives.
No. And Astrid would agree.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, TC. Yep, we're going to get out of here. As usual, thank you for being worth serving.